IVM.
Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor himself. Just coming back from a trip to Mumbai, wherein I was part of an interview panel for MICA's selection process. So I've met so many bright young people trying to do their MBA and, basically MICA aspirants. And such an interesting time, talking to some of them, so intelligent, so focused. I was just wondering what I was doing at that age when it suddenly struck me that this generation of all these super young achievers, is an amazing generation, and thank God for that. It just gives me some faith in the human species that I was dumber at their age when where they see themselves. So here's an interesting thing. While I was actually part of this entire process, what I was also part of was a bubble. So obviously, we had to get our COVID negative tests, and so did the MICA aspirants. And it was all a very interesting situation. It was all safe, lovely hotel, wonderfully managed by MICA. And I just realized that we have to do all of this because malls, hotels, restaurants, and interview rooms and any place where people are congregating in general are super spreader platforms. In fact, Delhi Metro apparently is a super spreader platform, and so is a mall and the rest of it. And people have taken, obviously, state governments have taken action against it. And I realized that, yeah, I think that this concept of a super spreader platform can be also looked at when it's not such a nefarious COVID virus that we are talking about. So, what is it that I'm talking about then in today's diary entry? And I just was wondering with a basic question. So, let me just talk about it first, and then I'll connect it to the super spreader platform a little bit later. Where have all the TikTokers gone? Yes, of course. I think it was just last July, and when TikTok was banned, and obviously a lot of employees lost their jobs. Thankfully, some of them I know who've got their jobs back, in different places, of course. But essentially, for all the creators and even the users of TikTok, people who are enjoying TikTok as a platform, suddenly found themselves bereft of a home. And okay, this is where I think TikTok was a super spreader platform. Now, what do I mean by that? It was just an intuitive sort of platform that allowed you to just connect to your own algorithm, something that kept, you didn't know how time just flew by when you were on TikTok. Of course, it was a guilty pleasure. And a lot of people that I know were looking down upon it, especially a lot of my students were looking down upon it because they were on Instagram, of course. And over a period of time, I told them, this is going to grow big. This is going to grow big. And people were smiling and laughing and thinking that I was half joking. But as it grew big, people realized the power of that algorithm and the power of that user experience that was so addictive and so entertaining and so much of a super spreader for so many content creators and so many users. And then now TikTok is banned, right? So where have all the TikTokers gone? Yeah, so from a super spreader platform, they have moved to obviously Instagram. In fact, one of the interview panelists was a friend of mine who's working, with one of these other platforms, a very famous platform. I'm not going to tell you which one. Who said, "Yeah, people have come onto my platform, and I believe him. And I believe him. There have been many people who have shifted from TikTok to Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to YouTube and so on and so forth, and a lot of the Indian platforms like Josh and Takatak and all of that. And good, I would say good for them. They've moved. But I don't think that they're super spreading anymore. So which means that even though, let's say, for example, Instagram is a super spreader platform for Instagram influencers, I'm not so sure that it is a super spreader platform for TikTok creators. Yeah, there I said it. I'm not so sure. The jury's out as far as I'm concerned. And why do I say that? I say that because I believe the inherent quality that made a TikToker famous on TikTok as a platform is not going to travel well. It's like the Guinness beer, right? It doesn't travel well, they say. If you take it out of Ireland and take it to India and try to drink it, it doesn't taste the same. Maybe that's just an excuse, but I don't know. It doesn't taste the same. And perhaps a TikToker on Instagram or a TikTok using a Reels, right, on Instagram is not necessarily going to have the same sort of impact that he or she had on TikTok. So what is really happening over here? So I decided to dive a little deeper, and I just wanted to perhaps compare the Instagram TikTok thing. I've done it a little before, but this is from a different perspective. So if I look at Instagram and all the influencers and people who have had an impact on Instagram, I'd say that all of those guys are essentially people who have the ability to stand out. Because Instagram essentially is for you to be able to stand out, do your stuff, parade who you're really good at, your holiday, your left profile, your new hairstyle, whatever it is, right? You're standing out from the crowd. And that's very, very different from a typical TikToker who was trying to blend in. Sure, he or she was doing something quirky or something sexy or whatever the hell it was, but they were trying to blend in. So everyone was copying one dance move. Everyone was copying one particular movement or one joke and the rest of it and putting their own variations on it, like a template. Every village had a Sunil Shetty. This is a joke that I often repeat in class. Maybe my students are going to kill me for that one of these days. But essentially, if I look at it, TikTok was requiring a different kind of creativity. It was a super spreader platform, but it was home for people who had a certain kind of creativity, which may not necessarily translate or travel well into other platforms like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or anything of that sort, because different kinds of creativity are encouraged, is what I've realized on different platforms. And this is where I guess TikTokers may have found different houses, but not different homes. Because home is, a different feeling. You are accepted for who you are. You can, be yourself and the rest of it. Unless you're Batman, of course, then be Batman. But on that note, what I'd like to say is I really don't know where those TikTokers are going to find a similar home to TikTok. We'll wait and watch. Maybe a new platform will come. Maybe TikTok will be unbanned, but I really doubt that. Let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see how it goes. But currently, where have all the TikTokers gone? I hope you like this diary entry of mine. Many more to come from where this came from. You can also check out the Traveling Professor Investigates, which is a video series on LinkedIn and on Instagram, wherein I explore weird topics. And hey, I'm the Traveling Professor on LinkedIn and on Instagram. Follow me. Happy to connect with you. And if you like podcasts like these, my friend, just go to IVM Podcast, just download the app, or just go to where you listen to your favorite podcast and just go for the IVM ones, right? See you soon.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Siet Tires and the Whole Truth Foods. We really appreciate the support. So this week, tune into This Round is on Me with Gauri Devidayal. She invited Sonal Holland, India's only master of wine, and they discussed the goodness and business of wine, the pros and cons of being women in the hospitality business, and motherhood. On The Traveling Professor, Siddharth Deshmukh looks at evolution of search and wonders how voice search might change things yet again. On Advertising is Dead, Varun Dugirala featured Anirudh Singla of Pepper Content. He shared his perspective on the term content and how he sees it going forward. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vinny spoke to Ayushman Sinha, head of Represent, a music talent management agency. He spoke about life as a manager and about nurturing new talent and paving a progressive career path for them. On Cyrus Says, we had entrepreneur, businesswoman, and Ruckus Avenue radio host Alexandra Masur. They discussed ethnicity, life as Desi American, Seema Auntie's matchmaking show, and a lot of other fun stuff. Also, IVM has an hour every Sunday on the Ruckus Avenue Radio Network, a US-based radio station that caters to the South Asian community. It's available on Dash Radio, and you can catch the episodes on the IBM Likes feed every Monday. On The Habit Coach with Ashton Doctor, Ashton asks us to commit to sleep and prioritize it over every party, work deadline, or binge watch session, as it is a crucial time when the body slows down for maintenance and recovery. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से Hi, I am Sadaf.
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, इकोनॉमिक्स, पॉलिसी, साइकोलॉजी सब है मेन्यू पे.
Only on the Nankali podcast every Wednesday. सिर्फ IVM podcast ऐप या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो.